Hello YouTubers and welcome to another episode of Gaijin Gaming. For this episode I wanted to talk about Fire Emblem Kakse, or Fire Emblem Awakening. A game came out April 19th, published by Nintendo, developed by Intelligent Systems. Yeah, and unfortunately there's still not a definitive date yet set. It's just kind of this murky 2013 for North America and PAL region. This is just going to be a ramblings video because I've got a lot of things up in here to say about this game down here, or over here. So, battle system is your typical Fire Emblem fanfare. It's got this nice dual attack kind of system where you actually pair two units together and it'll increase certain stats. And you go around wreaking havoc, unleashing fury upon your enemies that way. And it's nice because when you pair the units up, they share the same square. So one character is the attacker defender, and the other one is just its support. And so you can take a really, really weak unit and connect them or pair them up with a really, really strong unit and just send that strong unit in. And maybe from time to time your weak unit will attack because there's a certain value that's given to it, so if you attack, your pair or your support unit will have certain percentage of attack, and also when you are being attacked, your support unit will have a certain percentage to actually defend the attack and deflect the attack completely. So it could be a really devastating attack, however your support unit might kind of be like, watch out, and block the attack or something like that, which is quite handy. So the units themselves, there's a ton. I wrote down a list because I wasn't about to read all through them. Here's the list. That's a lot, right? You got archers, armor knights, assassins, and there's new ones. You have griffin knights. You've got, let's see, like the dark Pegasus, tricksters. Well, you got a bunch of different ones here. Well, you don't want that. That's just a note. Blarg, blarg, blarg. Overlords. Yeah, just tons. And also from DLC and stuff, you can get items that'll allow you to convert certain characters into special classes. So I'll cover DLC in a bit, but I want to make a point on something here. The overworld, yes, there's an overworld in this Fire Emblem game, and it's kind of like Fire Emblem Gaijin, but but most people probably haven't played that game. So think of Fire Emblem meets Final Fantasy Tactics Advanced when it comes to the world map. And it's the world map, and it's got this kind of, for its location, a little circle and kind of shows it and stuff. And it's I don't mind the presentation. It's just presentation. Don't think the new Fire Emblem game is Final Fantasy Tactics Advanced. Don't. That's not just the presentation of it, and it's all right. I don't mind it. It's okay. It'll have enemies that'll pop up randomly, or like certain shops that'll pop up randomly that'll sell things, because all the locations actually have shops. It's just that sometimes you'll get certain kind of like traveling saleswomen, traveling saleswomen that'll sell certain wares for really cheap, or even like stat boosting items and stuff like that. And yeah, I'll get into that. As well as that, you also random enemies will pop up, and they're pretty easy. They're not too difficult. So it's just kind of, they're not chocobos, thank God, none of that. No. But the kind of the shops in the game, particularly with just any shop, because you can have a normal shop that'll actually sell the master proofs or change proofs, and it floors me because I didn't think that would be the case. However, you level up pretty quickly in the game, and so you'll get master proofs and use those to make your characters go from like a lord to a master lord or something. And you can use a change proof, and the change proof, what it does is it allows you to change your character's class from not like, well, actually no, you can. You can change your character from one class to like a completely different other class and just be like, yeah, the stats don't stay the same. They will change, but it's, you easily find a loophole with it where if you have your, let's say you take Chrome, the main prince in the game, let's say you level him up to level 20 for a Master Lord, so he's max leveled, use the change proof, and you just can keep his stats and revert him back to level 1 and just level up again that way and rinse and repeat till he's just maxed out, which is pretty cool, but kind of unfortunate because it kind of takes away from the spirit of Fire Emblem a little bit in that regard. You usually you only get a couple of master proofs, and you'd be like, oh god, who do you want to use this on? And usually you're stuck using it on the really cool people, because if you use it on one of those really crappy people, you get angry at yourself because you just wasted about a long time on that stupid character. Can't do anything. Thank you. Matches. Anywho, it's great in that regard because you can actually, there's a lot of just replayability in that. You can change characters into doing whatever you want them to be instead of just, why have them be a healer when I can take the healer and turn them into a Dragon Knight and then, grind them until they're super awesome Dragon Knight. So you can go about it that way too. So it's, I guess if you really like that character and stuff, then, be my guest. So the story itself, I feel like it's very lacking. I really felt that it didn't have any sort of... I'm not expecting, like, oh my goodness, oomph, like, Seisen no Keifu. Like, that's like, holy crap, kind of thing. But it felt like they were trying to do too much, so they didn't really give the game appropriate time, give the story appropriate time to kind of develop and stuff. It felt like they were celebrating the series way more than actually trying to kind of make their own. Because if you've played any of the Fire Emblem series games, well, maybe not any, but if you've played a few of them and you have an appreciation for the series and whatnot, you know that some of the games are kind of grouped together, and then you have Sacred Stones doing its own thing, but kind of grouped together, but they're not really one and the same. They're kind of separated a little bit. There's that little bit of separation from them. However, Awakening really kind of doesn't take that into consideration. They're just like, let's celebrate this and have everything kind of be mentioned one way or another. And I mean, it comes in pretty heavy near the end with certain things, and even like right from the get-go, if you've played some of the other Fire Emblem games, you'll see things that'll be like, oh, hey, that looks pretty familiar. So it's more like this Awakening is, I feel, more of a, like I said, a celebration of the series instead of trying to be kind of just a build up in the series. But saying that though, I find that the game is fun to play, but it's I think it's actually a really good game for new people to the series to try out, because it gives you all this customization and allows you to make your own kind of unit to do. I mean, you can only do so much with your unit appearance-wise, but you can turn them into whatever you want as you go along. And I guess in that regard, I guess you could really enjoy it. I mean, in the battles themselves, you can actually go into a battle, check the map, and then come back out of it if you don't feel like you're really ready for it, and kind of do other things, grind or something. Screw off, I guess. There's also this room when you're out on the world map, and I guess it refreshes after time, but when you go into the room, you'll have certain events that'll be available to watch between two characters, or just by a character by itself. And when it's with two characters, maybe they'll have some sort of kind of relationship increase or something. And if it's a solo character, they will possibly gain experience, gain certain stats, or find some random weapon. And it just kind of happens. And thing is also nice is that on birthdays of the characters, and or for your unit and stuff, you go in and you'll have kind of a celebration where you'll get all three of those things. You'll get experience, you'll get a new item, or something like that. It's definitely it definitely leads to more replayability, because if you play some of the older Fire Emblem games, there are some really, really useless garbage characters. Machis, yes, you. I will forever point my finger at you. But there are some characters that really, they don't really jiggin. But they really don't help you at all in the game. They serve as good meat shields for maybe like a chapter or two, and then they're gone. Whereas in Awakening, you can actually grind certain characters and make them sweet, or you can just completely change them to something cooler and be like, yeah, awesome. So, yeah. With that, I want to kind of say the DLC is nice for challenge. There's a bunch of different DLC, and it's really just kind of a hodgepodge of different Fire Emblem characters on different Fire Emblem maps. Well, particularly with something like the one is really nice is that it's like you have the first 3 DLCs, which they have are on the very first battle from the original Fire Emblem game. So, is it worth the price for the DLC? I would say yes. I'd say yes. I mean, you get to have your own character, because if you beat the DLC, you're able to get a character, or just get not even just get the character, but you're able to get a skill or an item, or just awesome weapons and stuff, which really helped if you play on the harder settings. Because if you play on a normal setting, I would suggest playing the story and then doing the DLC separately, like have 2 save files or something, because if you don't, then it's a joke. But I would have to say, though, that and the DLC, some of it's incredibly difficult. Like there's one recent one that just came out that's basically after each turn you are brought down to 1 HP. Have fun, kind of thing. So yeah. Personally, I like the game. I've sunk 70 hours into it. I enjoy the game. However, it's one of the Fire Emblem games I like the least. So, but I think it's a good one for other people to really, really enjoy. So I hope people will get the chance to play it and enjoy it and celebrate all that there is about Fire Emblem. Yay for Fire Emblem. So, that's kind of just ramblings and stuff. I wanted to do videos and stuff, but it's a Fire Emblem game. You can't. It's kind of a boring video, to be honest. So, yeah. So, I guess let me know what you guys think. Are you interested in playing a Fire Emblem game? Have you really played any of the Fire Emblem games? That sort of thing. So, yeah. Thanks for watching, guys, and have a good day.